Hi, this is Rafaela and this is Street Smarts. I am kind of on the streets today. I am actually in Accra in Ghana to record a special episode by the ocean. This is a fishing community, so people live here and I'm very thankful that they have allowed me to be here today. The person I'm interviewing, Eddie Love, he's a movement artist, he is a dancer, he's a choreographer, but most importantly, he builds communities and he is focusing on making the traditions stay alive and bringing them together, connecting the dots. So come with me, Eddie is waiting for me over there.
Hello.
Eddie Love! Hello, Eddie Love!
Hi, Rafa.
So tell me, Eddie, what is that you do? Who are you? Who's Eddie Love?
Edmond Boatin Akrofi is the name, and I'm a community engager or organizer, also event organizing. I'm a movement artist, a choreographer, and a dance specialist, if I should say. Yeah.
Where are you located?
I'm from Accra. I'm from the Eastern region, but I was born in Accra, and I live here since I was born.
Oh, nice. Eddie, so yeah, we're in a very special place. Usually I would record this podcast on the streets. It's called Street Smarts because the idea is that the knowledge is not in a closed room and it's actually living on the streets and living where people live. And this is actually a place where people live. It is a community. Where are we? Where are we in Accra? And what is this place? What is this community?
Okay, so this community is called Kaklamadu in Labadi in Accra. It is a place of the people who are here. I mean, this is the city, so definitely it looks like people don't come from here, but this is a place where the Ghanaian people are from. And so these people are the residents of this area, Kaklamadu, which is a fishing community as well. What they do mainly is that, yeah, that's where we are actually now.
How do you know them?
So from search, I mean, I was looking for a space where I could have exchange my knowledge and movements with or from or for. And we had a space in Labadi, which is normally, that's where everybody actually does their program. You know, it's a center. Normally in the areas, people have, most of the community have centers where you have events and whatever not. But then I was looking for another space where probably can offer me, you know, something else to give. So then I saw an artist online who is from Kaklamadu who does paints and artworks and many other stuff. Then I hit him up and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, but does he have a space or what does he think if we should do this in a space? And it was very open. So that's how come I found out this beautiful area, you know. But initially I used the park in the area and then I connected to the fishermen and then later I became a thing here. So yeah, that is how come I got to know or see the space.
And how does it come together? So a fishing community and what you do, which is moving arts, including dance and other things. What is the intersection there?
So with movement and fishing or the fishermen, in connecting lines and dots, we want to bridge a gap or let's say continuous story and also bring awareness, you know, using dance as a tool. We connected to these people in a small way, but then it has become big for us, as in be parts of them and also care for them and also cater for their needs in the small that we can do, you know. But then mostly the main thing that we got involved with is their process of fishing, chants, and then movements. That is what got us, you know, more closer. That is the way they dance in their process, where they don't see it is.
What do you mean they dance? They're fishing, no?
Yeah, they are fishing, yeah.
Okay.
But we, as a dancer, I also saw it as a movement where it inspires, you know. It brings me to that place where I'm like, oh, Just even in the canoe where there is no balance, it's a concept with movement. Even after they get to a specific location at the shore, when they are pulling it out of the sea, it's also a movement. So then it connects to what I'm doing and brings life. If I say
Yeah.
life, I mean, it makes me active, makes me alive. That, oh, this thing is actually a move that probably I can be impacted from. Yeah.
That's amazing. And that connects a lot with the songs they chant.
Yeah,
What
so
are those songs?
with the process of with the whole process of them moving from one canoe, moving the canoe from one space to the other, you need energy, you need power, you need strength. So normally they find their own way, because this is more like manpower. There's no machines here. The only machine is the motor for propelling. But aside that, there is no machine for it to pull the canoe out from the sea. So normally we do manpower. So with manpower, we have what we call jama. We have the fishermen also have their ways of finding energy or creating power, and which is music. So they chant beautifully in dimensions. They take it from a particular dimension, a part, to the next phase, to the other phase. And then in the beginning, it's very calm and slow to adjust to create good path for the canoe to move to a destination. They need more people, more hands for the work because it's very heavy. So the chant actually brings power. It makes them unite. It brings happiness so that they forget the pain. It brings joy in the process of pain. So it entails a lot with the song that is sing. Yeah.
That is amazing. And do you incorporate then? Do you bring this, what is outdoors here by the ocean? Do you bring that to the studio as well, to your sessions, to your dances?
Yeah. I normally use it when um normally in a piece, I have a piece which entails all of these details, but I do a little touch of it in the sessions, like the chants, normal, and one or two steps from the inspiration of this community. So yeah, but I will bring it to the studio. We also bring the studio here to the community, because that is how come they are going to see benefits and also know that they are doing something beautiful. Yeah, so it's an exchange as well. Wow. So this is a studio, and it's also a community and a space for everybody.
Amazing, amazing. Um, Looking in the upcoming months, is anything special gonna happen here that you're planning?
Yeah, so every every actually every day something special happens, but we have specific days that we normally gather, which is normally Thursday. We usually do it here, but for now we are trying to keep the space cool so that we can have it continuously. So every Thursday we have the open space there to um, enjoy the breeze and have time for our bodies to move. Then also, and every December we have our Kebulan, which is Mother of Mankind, talking of connecting coastal areas and coastal lines in story, in mindset, and in fusion. So we create this program for the people and with the people. So the people with us will organize a whole space, connect one or two and people, also help in decorating, creating safe haven, cleaning the space and all with the people. And then for the people, in process that people come here, they also see the people, they exchange, they fall in love, they want to help, they want to try, they want to make something up in the space too. It brings promotion for them to, aside the friction, they can also look into these things and take it highly to keep the space very sweet for everybody to actually come in, to accommodate everybody, to also feel at home. Yeah, so that is the main motive of the festival in December. Yeah. Aside that, we have Liberation, which is more in different coastal areas as well, but not at the seashore, maybe probably closer sometimes. But then we connect also using dance as a tool to organize more youth or young people, bring other people to in the space, artists from Ghana, to come and also experience the look of community, because people are in Ghana and still don't see or know what is happening, you know. So we create the awareness by inviting and involving people from different perspectives of arts. So not only dance, but different areas.
Yeah, and this what you said. So dance as a tool is also what they are using, right? You're saying there's not thinking about the pain. They're dancing. They're doing the movement. They're singing so that they're connected. They're in the moment. They're also giving more strength to each other.
Yeah, support.
And what is that for you then? How is dance a tool or movement a tool for you and in what you do?
So for one thing I learned about their process is teamwork. And no matter the pain, the struggles, and whatever, we have to eat. So definitely, we have to pull. Even if it's two, we have to find a way to pull. So teamwork makes the dream work, but also um, individually, I learned one thing about strength and also power. Because then, if you don't have the strength and you don't have the power to um, do what you want to do, you are going to quit one way or the other, because then it's like you give up. But then they are really strong. They have strength. They have power. Trust me, because it's not everybody that can do all this process. So for me, in the process with movements, it has helped me to shape my way of thinking. Because if they dance every time, or they dance every day, or maybe 3 days or 4 days in a week, and they are pulling and they are dancing through, that shows how consistent they've been, persistent they are, and passionate as well. So the main key is they are passionate about it. That is what feeds them. So they keep strength, they keep power to do what they do, because that is what they have to. I mean, it's a must. You can't do without it. So they find ways to explore around to make them better, or to make them feel okay, to have more businesses for their families, make more safe haven, provide money for their children, all comes from this one. So then it's really vital. Yeah. So that is what I take.
Are you talking about this community in specific or also the other people that
Or the other community we've engaged with are also.
Yes, all of
So
them, yeah.
like connecting dots, but this community we've engaged more with.
Yes, yes.
So I talk more from this particular side here.
Oh wow. Eddie, I want to go back a little bit because you told me once that your beginning was full of um, a lot of thinking, a lot of you understanding who you are, how your body moves, how you wanted to move. And if I remember correctly, you even said that you were in your room, closed door for, I don't know, months or a while, just trying to connect maybe your own dots. Can you take us back to that room, to that moment where Eddie Love was a couple of years ago and what was happening?
Okay, so in the beginning it was more about survival and how to find ways to feed and eat for me personally. But it evolved. I had the money. I prayed. I got money. I had yeah, a little freedom. It was all good, but there was no peace. There was no happiness. So I had to quit. Again, quit money. I looked for money. I got it, but then it wasn't it. So I had to quit money. So I quit money and I looked for what my line of work wants to, or my heart wants to do. Then I started all over.
How old are you at this point?
I'm in my 20s.
Well, you're in your 20s right
How
now.
about you?
You're in your 20s right now,
Yeah.
but you're early 20s.
No, in my mid 20s.
No, at the time.
That time I was, yeah, my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, my mid, but I was my early 20s. So from that, I quit. I started all over. Then I was hungry again. I had to survive. So then I have to put in the work, because this particular part of life I chose, I had the money, but it wasn't given. I still have to find. So in the quest of search, it made me learn a lot. I learned about a lot of things, how things run in my community, or in the environment I am, or my atmosphere, what is around, dancers who are around, people around me, or people who are using dance as a tool, if not a tool, using dance to survive. I had to research all of these things and then start learning on my in my own self, or like finding out what to do to come out to also explore, bring something on the table, if I should say, because then if not, then I will not be able to eat. So in the process of finding, I had a lot actually. Um, I had sequence of processes of ways to move, experiment, and explore, and then it grew. In the beginning, it was funny because it looks like this is not normal because nobody dances like this. But in the process, it was making sense. It was looking unique. Then it was adorable. So a lot of people now be like, "Yo, I like your style. I like the way you dance." But it came from zero, where nobody understood, and I had to fight my way through. So yeah.
How do you call it? Is there a name that you would say, oh, my style, my dance falls into this category?
Eh, I, I named it after the community that I set Steez style. But then we have different categories of it. Deep down, we have the groove collective. We have the Coco movement, which has under it a lot of defined movements to follow and understood processes in that particular term. So in the process, yes, as we go, we find out more. We go more. We have the Adesa, which is more of the fishing activities. Yeah, falling in line with movements and processes. So yes, so that is how it connects into
Yeah,
processes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, sea style.
You connect your dots, and it's absolutely insane to, yeah, like I'm from Brazil, so Brazil is a poor country. There's a lot of struggles as well, but it's also in very areas quite developed, and hearing that is just absolutely, yeah, heartbreaking and shocking that you were hungry and then you had to find a way. um, but you didn't give up on this dream and idea. So how did you go from, being an artist? I think universally is very, very hard. Even if you're in New York, if you're in Brazil, São Paulo, if you're in Amsterdam or you're here, it is hard. So how did you make it happen in Ghana? How did you go from that moment where like, whoa, I need to find a way to survive, to, okay, now you're established, you're known worldwide. When I mention your name in Amsterdam, people are like, yes, Eddie Love. how, how did you make it happen? Also to encourage people or to give a little bit of the street smarts of making it happen to other people.
So yes, how did it happen? How did I make it happen? So I had the feeling, the zeal, the passion. With research, I got to know more. I had more knowledge. So it was kicking up or kicking from within. I began stepping up, being active with what I learned. And then it was funny. It was reflecting in my body actually and in my mind as well. So the knowledge wants to correct, wants to change, wants to impact, wants to direct. It's some edge trying to push out. But then I didn't really get a full picture because I didn't understand what was going on with me. But I knew I was getting more knowledge and further knowledge because I was learning more. Then I got in contact with an artist from Nigeria who is also using dance as a tool, mainly to change narratives and community. So that is where I got it clearly enough that, oh, okay, so it can be done. In my time, I was feeling maybe it can't be done because I don't see dancers doing it so much, in this now people are doing it, but at first it wasn't like that. So when I saw his works, heard his stories, I was marveled. Like it really activated the whole thing I had in me. So exchanging with him brought a lot of life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that is how come I got inspired. I took the shots, I created, I collaborated. After meeting with him, after trying giving us the forum, inviting me to Nigeria, coming back, I also had the zeal and then the how should I say? Yeah, the zeal to also step up beyond what I was dreaming. So my dream ignited when I met with him or Valu, who who actually showed me or told the story with dance. And I was like, okay, this is it. I'm in. This is what it is.
And what is it?
Using dance to play a vital role, using dance to advocate, using dance as an active communication, using dance to tell what has been done, what is doing, and what is before and what is after. So it's like a contemporary, using it to tell so that kingdom come. Yeah. So that is what it is.
Can you bring us to this space of the in earth and the dance scene here? What is dance in Ghana? What does it mean to the communities in the tradition, Ghanaian traditions? What is dance?
I mean, dance is defined differently from every perspective, but in Ghana, we know dance as um, a vital tool in terms of spirituality, in terms of storytelling, in terms of entertainment too. So we have certain types of dances that tell story. We have certain types of dances that actually was for a purpose to solve one or two in communities. It was inspired by spirits to do, and that is very strong for community to know that okay, this dance is specifically done because the storyline is to do it so that the spirits, or let's say the ancestors, will find peace and balance or maintain peace in the community. So that is one. Two, we have dances that is used for festivals, for entertainment, for welcoming. You know, so we have a lot of ways at which dances with the tribes, with the regions. Also, they have a part to play when it comes to dance. So we have differences. And aside that, too, talking about from now modern ways, we have so many ways. We have so many dancers who are doing good, who are doing powerfully better. I mean, in terms of creating resources, teamwork, management, money, traveling, connection. Um, yeah, they are doing a lot. I can mention few.
So, what types of dance do we have here? What styles? How do we call them?
Um, we have types of dances, right? Now, traditionally, we have various types connecting to tribes and regions. Wherever you find yourself, a particular there's a particular type or style of dance they do. I can't go deep into it because I know few, but not too much. And also, when we talk about in this era, we have the Azonto, proudly from Ghana, and more inspired by the coastal lines.
Oh,
And
Azonto is inspired by the coastal lines.
yeah,
Oh,
also,
okay.
yeah, because this is where it all began, I should say. Yeah, so the feeling came from the process from this same area we are, Labadi, Osuteshi, Nungwa, going down, down, down. So yeah, Azonto is one of them. Then now we have more fusion as well. I mean, Afro is growing bigger and bigger and better. So we have lots of dancers also picking up different styles in it. Afro pop, fusion, yeah, a lot of styles in it. Yeah.
And it's coming, well, tell me the history of it becoming a world yeah, phenomenon as well.
In terms of the styles,
Yes, from here.
yeah, Azonto, I can mention a little more on Azonto because we have active pioneers who tried or who have made documentations or gathered informations for us to probably learn and know, which is Eflex, Ezunte, I am Azonto, the founder of I am Azonto Dance Company. He took it upon himself to accumulate the data of Azonto dance, the history behind it, the process with it, and now we have it as in a syllable. We know what goes in, we know what is, we know how, we know when it happened, So we have fair knowledge about Azonto because of him playing a vital role. And evolving, we have now active dancers who also created in process, like steps like Rima, Hunter. We have so many steps like Moki, Enije, all created by young people who also got the lights for Azonto. So the connection or the evolution happened, and then yeah, we added on and on and on. But all thanks to Eflex for holding up the zeal to continue sharing lights on Azonto, going up to Europe, extending Azonto knowledge everywhere. Yeah.
Nowadays, we have, of course, social media. So imagine if somebody comes up with a new step or wants to introduce something, or it comes in a music video clip, I would imagine that becomes sort of like a hit and people try to learn it and try to do it. But how was it before? Like, is it passed on at home? Like, because it's really in the culture to dance.
Yeah, so back then, the only place you get to learn or know or see dance is um, parties, funeral grounds. That's where you get to see dancers gathering because that was the way here. I mean, they have their process with funeral that every last day of the ceremony, they organize a little bit of a party. Not like a party, but then just bring things together. Everybody come, chill a little bit. And that is where dancers find space because you get music being played, danceable music. You hear it from afar. So you are going to come or draw near because yeah, music actually brings people together. So you come, you see people dancing, learning, dancing, sweating, with no reason, just to be happy, just to connect, just to, show off. So that is how it was. So when you see it, you take it to your community, you also try it, you learn it, you do it. Like, where did you get it from? I went here. Some people will not tell you because they want to show that they can do it more in their community. So that was how it was. And it was beautiful. It was spreading, I mean. And I think Fuse ODG from the UK also shed light as well on Azonto. And it went more loud there. And we had artists who were active in the Azonto music back then. It also shed lights on Azonto, on the dance and then the style as well. Yeah.
Who's learning Azonto, for example? What do you think is important for the person to understand, to know? And maybe also, especially who's not from here, who didn't grow up going to such parties and sing and learning from their friends.
Yeah, I think the best way to understand or know it is to visit communities. You see how natural it is. Though we have a little dilution. They dilute it now with a lot of involvement with how should I say, current things like social media and a lot of things actually playing a role. So a lot of things are changing, but not too much. I mean, when you still visit the communities, you are going to see, oh, this is what happened, the beauty of how it started. You're going to have a glimpse of it. And so, yeah, that is how come you can know and connect it well with the story. Yeah.
It's also a full body dance, but tell me a little bit also where the strength comes from. You talk a lot about the strength coming from the legs, but everything plays a part, your face, everything.
Yeah, so Azonto is more like a groove. It's more a groove. I mean, it's more for storytelling. It's more for communication. So then it has a feeling that you want to chill for the next person to see how sweet it is. You want to communicate and make the person feel it at ease. So we have different parts of the breakdowns of the body where it tells the story from the legs to the upper body and to the hand communication. But everywhere plays a role. I mean, all the parts of the body is active when it's Azonto. I mean, when you do this, your head, your whole parts actually moves. But starting from the legs, you realize that it gives you uh, it puts you in shape for action. I mean, the moment you start kicking, it gives you that activeness, and connecting to some traditional or let's say some dances, which is from the roots. You realize that we are more grounded in tradition. So we are more on grounded with our legs or our feet. So it tells us a lot, or it tells a lot in Azonto on how vital the leg plays a role. Then the next one is the groove. Is the feeling of the whole dance, you know. When you want to make the feeling, you make the groove so that the person knows how you are feeling. So the groove actually plays a vital role. And the hand communication tells what you actually want to talk about. Like you want to take a number, you call, you want to address a lot, telling a girl how beautiful it is. Yeah. So that is it tells a lot of stories. Yeah. So it's a feeling. I mean,
So this is happening in the body. What about the music?
yeah, the music is also beautiful. I mean, connecting from again the roots of Panlogo Gome, high life, hip life, coming down to Azonto songs or music, there is a connection, there is a feeling that happened before. And now we have it as Azonto said because the producers also picked it from pick inspiration from the roots. The musicians also pick inspiration and evolve it into creation from what happened then and now. So they bridged the gap and then they had creation moments. And it was beautiful for also movement artists to also kind of take it and like be inspired in. Yeah, so what's going along is like what I should say, like full of different artists coming together to play a role, you know. So the music actually was very keen.
And what are the lyrics saying? So can you also tell me what is the language first, the local language, and that are
Yeah,
also the
so
songs are singing?
talking about the music, it's a vital tool that is, you know, if you want to go deep into it with Azonto, it has a lot to be explained, but I can share one or two. That is, with the music, we have, because it's more for communication and then the feeling, we have the side where it's speaking more of the Agba, talk about Azonto, talk about the club, the party. And we have another side talking about the dance and then the feeling and the groove. We have another side that is talking more like maybe inspiration from the community, what is happening. It tells stories from what goes on in the community. Example is Gasmile's song, which is Fisherman, International Fisherman. He was talking about what was going on in the fishing community where the government doesn't, you know, they don't address, seem to be concerned or bothered. So he made a song and then it was good. I mean, everybody knows that song from this area. When you mention Gasmila, International Fisherman, is one of the songs. So it's inspiring. It's also sending information. It's also telling stories about the people and what they need, you know. So not just only the party and the club, it also has different forms of communication to the people and for the people as well. Yeah. But
So
it was more um for chilling, you know, like telling you how beautiful you are, telling the story of how one female is liking or feeling a guy, how one guy is liking or feeling the female. Yeah, that kind of shape, you know. Yeah.
it's to me also very um like incredible that actually something traditional is what's in and not just being as so many places in the world we can be sort of like a copycat of the music industry, the global music industry. How is it that tradition is so valued still by young people and still being the cool element and not being like, this is actually old people's thing?
Yeah, I think fusion is what's making this happen. I mean, again, you have to eat. And if the world is evolving from a direction, you try and not to lose your roots, but you can blend. You can try to add up, to fine tune it for people to buy, you know, into it, and then try to also come down to see what you have. I mean, like Isaac Connie in the community doing his artwork in the local community, you realize you saw his studio, how local it is. It's not very, you know, looking like that standard that everybody's like, yo, this is a gallery, but this is a gallery for the community.
Yeah.
This is a gallery for me and him. This is a gallery for us in the community. So it's beautiful if it's raw. But then if it's also things are also added, or let's say evolution happens to it, you don't lose the roots. You also have it in a nice shape or in a nice orchestra, so that you can sell it, you can sing it, you can tell it out, so people to see, to gain more, to help more in the community. So yeah, that is it.
Is there a way, Eddie, that people who are not from the community, who are learning about the culture, about the dances, how it can be a respectful process to respect this culture, to come here? Many people come here from everywhere, from Asia, Europe, the US, to name a few. But how can we be also respectful and cherish the culture while still also learning from it and also doing it, right?
Hmm.
Mm.
This question. So respectfully, I think it's not bad for you to learn, or it's not a sin, or it's not a bad thing for you to grab information and to be inspired and to know the stories that happen, so you can also maybe do better in your community, or try not to see anybody less of, or not to see Africa as what they say in the news, or you know. So you can fix stories one way or the other, but not to see us poor, or see us lacking, or think for us, or probably feel like, okay, we don't know what we are doing, and wanting to reshape, wanting to try to make us feel less of ourselves, rather than boosting. It looks like, oh, we don't know what we are doing. We are like this, we are like that. No, it's a culture, it's a way of life of the people. So when you want to be inspired, you come down, you see the community, you fall in love with it, you try your best to do what you can do, but not to try and do too much, because then you don't know why they do what they do. You analyze, you communicate, you tell story, you ask questions, you get answers genuinely from the right people. I mean, you can ask questions from wrong people too as well, and they will also give you their answers, which probably you think you can take. But talking of dance in perspective, in connection with Europe, I feel like it should be considered highly that when you learn, or you are inspired to learn it, don't be in a greed to take or to make ends living from what is created or done here. I mean, it's good exchange that you can learn something to also relearn or reteach or teach it. But it's with respect that you don't be in greed because you feel like, okay, there's no rooted person in my community, so I can use it as a platform or an opportunity to learn and go and make money, and then yeah, come back and give us chicken change. It tells a lot on the process with respect, that when you come or you want to reconnect or make connection happen with the locals, you respectfully have to ask, address, and also create that safe space so that they can trust. I mean, when is exchange, is a deal. It's a 50-50 deal. I mean, you ask me, I tell you what it is, and I tell you how much you have to give, and then you also tell me what you need, and then I have to give you what you also need with respect. I mean, everybody needs something at the end. So yeah, one way or the other, that's how probably it can be balanced, but not. I'm just saying from my perspective. So it's fine when anybody else have different, but yeah, from my end, that is why I feel like it should be.
I love it. Thank you so much. You said we need to adapt. We also need to survive. We need to, yeah, find our means to earn money and everything. But social media is a big aspect in being a dancer, being a dance teacher, and having a space. Do you have an opinion on how it is? Social media is also changing maybe the dance scene or community, and what actually people could watch out more to do perhaps differently?
So with social media, in my perspective with dance, is it's a positive and a negative. I mean, nothing is too good, nothing is too bad. I feel like okay, it can be balanced, but yes, still now it has too much influence that we rush to not to take process. We rush to just go straight and tell one thing or the other, and we are always wanting to push further because we have to put something there to get a like on a follow. And with the process, you have to take time. I mean, you can take process for a year, the whole year. You are thinking of how to produce one particular documentary or a film out to make people understand what it feels like and the feeling of it. You know, that is a process. But now it's in a rush. Everybody's rushing to just stand in front of the camera to just do one or two. So it's positive because we can showcase it or show it off for people to see how beautiful it is in process. And then when it comes out clean, sweet, everybody understands and have the connection. And also, when it's rushed, you see how it is. Yes, it's positive for certain people because survival. I mean, you can eat from it. You get people contacting you to just do something short for them to post, and artists, booking you from hands to, hands that, okay, yeah, I'll need you for a video shoot. Yeah, I need you to promote my songs. It's probably, I mean, you're getting money. We're all getting money. I'm part of it. But yeah, it's taking process away. It's erasing a process where we all come together, take time, go off for a while to rekindle, to start all over, to get a zeal, to sit as humans, to to observe nature without social media, without phones. Is a little bit now becoming difficult. So then it's taking process away, it's taking the beauty of the whole picture away. It's more like now settings. I mean, you can focus on only media to make more money than to take process and be with the people, eat with the people. I mean, sit down, come down to them, not with phones, nothing. Just let the vibe be. And when the process is done, you can now take a picture and a video for them to express or tell a story or intentionally bring something out for people to understand how it is. Yeah. So it's not rush, it's a process. But then there, it works hand in hand, 50-50 now. You can't go with it or without it. So you have to find your balance. But I mean, the only thing I will probably want to share is that we all should be intentional in telling, in putting things out, because what I see today can affect my mind tomorrow or affect me tomorrow. So as a dancer, you should know that what you're doing also plays a role in the system, not just probably just moving your body for money. It's the notion that makes it different. I mean, when you have a notion of impact or trying to tell somebody, trying to tell something to someone, you arrange it well. But when you just want to probably do it for commercial sake or probably, yeah, get some ends or money, you're hungry too much, you have to work and get money. Yeah, it also plays a scene in your process, Yeah. When you're doing it for the fun and the vibe of it too, it's seen in your process. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's big. I noticed that what you teach in your classes is also something that seems to be your street smarts for life. So maybe two things I picked up on was take it back to ground zero and also intentionality. Can you explain those two concepts, what they mean actually to me?
So Rhythm Zero, or let's say walking in ground zero, is a moment of peace, like how the sea is, you know, is in its place now. Now, no matter how you dig the ground, you dig it and you see water coming up, and then you leave it for a while, it goes to zero. When this one is so high, the tides come high, it comes to zero again. It balances. So it's not always rough. It's sometimes smooth, sometimes calm, sometimes highly angry, sometimes relaxed. Yeah. So ground zero is just to find peace and balance with yourself in place of movement. That is.
How do you do that, Eddie? So if it's completely agitated and we become anxious and everything is just so much, how can you bring yourself to, oh, I'll come back to ground zero?
So in movement, you walk it off. Relaxing, imagination also plays a role. What you think also makes it up. And your feeling, connecting your dots with the spirits to your being also plays a role. I mean, it's deep. I can't tell it too much, but then I can just briefly like what I'm saying that in movements you have it separately. In life, it's also different that you shape your narrative from the way people look at you or from the way you want to make people see you. So the zero is that you always want to find peace and balance. You always want to give that look in solution that this is who I am. I am open. I am I am peace. So everybody can come to me. So it's a zero that you change your ways for people. You listen to people. You talk to people. You reflect peace for people to also reflect or let's say come to you in terms of anything because they feel like you are that person that I can confine myself in. So ground zero is a solution. Ground zero is also a process to find balance and peace. So it's a big thing. It's long, but yeah, this is how I can explain it. How best I can explain it.
And the other one, intentionality.
Yeah, so intentions actually um is a lot. It's deep. I mean, when you have a good intention, when your heart is yearning to make things up, right? You are passionate about it. You have everything, in line to bring or to bring. I don't know how to put it, but then it's deep. So example is right when I have the intention to clean this whole space at the coastal line, right? It doesn't take a day, but then it takes effort, it takes power, it takes a zeal, it takes an action to start. So then I know that I can finish because if I don't start with intention of finishing, then there's nothing. Have the intention to start, it gives me the kickoff, it gives me the action mode. So with intention also, it makes you detailed. I mean, if you have the intention to bring or to cave this canoe on this side, you have to accumulate. You have to take process a lot that you calculate how this should be on the sea. You take time. Intentions also deals with time that you take time in process where you have to breathe, think, pass through the pain, the process, the torture, the depression, all comes in it. But your intention brings the final piece out beautifully because all adds up to the process. So with intention, it's a lot. I mean, it's a process with time, process with um, identifying, analyzing, and also bringing out the final piece, which is the beauty, because then this process all tells the story with your intentions, where you want to get to. Sometimes it's not planned, sometimes it comes to being because your heart is willing and yearning to. Yeah. So with intentions a lot. I mean, with movement, separating movement from life, when I am intentional with my movement, it comes from a particular place where I want to get there. So I take process where I build it up. I I I structure, I calculate. So that is intentions. Taking time to know is intention. Taking time to identify, to analyze, and then to bring forth is intention with movement. But in the world now, intention can serve differently, but you can connect the gap or bridge it with movements and it will help you as well. Yeah.
Whoa, that's beautiful, Eddie. Eddie Love, what is the love for?
the the love is just me identifying that love is everything that makes up. You know, yes, we will be disappointed in life, some by friends, we will fall, we will come up, we will find issues everywhere, depression, people affecting you with energies. But then when you have love, I mean, it's the biggest of all, it's the strongest of all. I mean, love is very, very pure and powerful. It's times three powerful than anything. So I knew it, and I'm like, okay, I want to be identified as the name. So I added it to my name. And then it worked one way or the other. Funny, I wasn't like this before. I was very, I wasn't very relaxed. peaceful, trying to maintain composure.
Oh, really? Oh, we had an Eddie troublemaker in the past.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, I
I was
get
very
it.
strict, very not friendly,
Oh.
quiet, cool, with my head. But now, I mean, what is life when you have love? Chill, peace. You voice what you want to voice out. If it's not needed, if they don't want it, to chill. No stress. I mean, that is it. So it actually affected me, to reach out, to even be in the community, to do community work is love. Yeah, so that is what actually happened.
Did you become first this version of Eddie Love before choosing your name, or did you choose your name as a goal? This is who I want to become as well.
No, so I found out that love is the greatest, and then I added it intentionally to affect on me, to make create an effect on me. Example of the effect is that names are powerful. Where you come from. If I mention your name, it shows where you come from. It identifies you, and then it makes complete sense that, oh, okay, this is Rafa. Yeah, oh, okay, this is who they are. When you talk about Rafa, people of this, that. So it's an identity. So naming is identity. So as I know and I believe and I had that information, the knowledge, I'm like, why not? Let me add it. But I wasn't like this before. So in my quest of search and my process research, I realized and I witnessed it, and I'm like, okay, let me take action. And then it happened.
How was this search process? We mentioned at the beginning that you were, like focusing on yourself, trying to find out who you wanted to be, what you wanted to do. But how is the search? Were you reading a book that is the main stereotypes, right? Or you read a book that was so enlightening and then you got it? Or was there somebody you spoke with? Or was it really like deep reflections with yourself?
Okay, so the search, one of the main search was more with God in the Bible as well. Then my mom, then community again, because they work hand in hand together. So with myself, I didn't have anything to reflect to when I wanted to make home better. So then the only source of strength I know was the Bible. When I read it, it gives me a source of information and knowledge where it gives me it places me in a place of peace. And also about the love, I read in Corinthians that love is the greatest of all. And that knowledge actually brought me to light. And like how can love be the greatest of all? I mean, yeah. Then I learned about the types of love. I learned what love is in different ways. So then I understood in process. So then I had to take action by just trying it. So yeah, the Bible made one vital. My mom also, I inspired her with the process. So then we became. So all of this actually played a role, in my life. Yeah, it motivated me, it gave me that room of inspiration to try. And my mom was like my wife. I mean, I got married to her. I didn't want anything to happen to her. I wanted to be at peace. I wanted to have life she didn't get. So how do I do that? With dance, I mean, it's not even respected. It's not even something that people feel like is of use. Like it's a hobby. It's not even something that you can make money out of. So it was a long process, but I trusted the process. I had faith. My mom saw the reflection, my parents, my family, they saw it. So, okay. I mean, if it's fine with you, yeah, okay, why not? I'm not doing other devious things. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do too much of distractions. I'm not saying I'm too focused. I chill. I eat a lot. But I chill as in going out to after work or after being with people, like this is chilling for me. I come in, they prepare some kinky and fish from the sea, fresh.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that is chilling. I
nice,
mean,
so
what is
nice,
what is sweeter than this?
so
That is way
nice.
sweet. So I just had to evolve myself to eat some, and that is chilling. I mean, so that's the process with me, with identifying or finding myself. This is the process that happened, and Trust me, I nearly quit, but I had
You nearly quit dancing.
yeah
At the beginning or?
at the beginning, and in even recently, so in the process, I tried putting, but then I have people talking to me, the community reflecting back, and also in the beginning.
Why did you almost quit?
Why? Why? Because I felt like what is the essence when you want to reflect power or reflect knowledge to people to see the beauty at which you be in pain, you be in, I mean it's painful, it's very stressful.
Oh, imagine it.
Very stressful. Trust me, community work or let's say working or building people or trying very stressful. So I had little disagreements with a team, and then I had to let go, which is difficult because when I started, I was not thinking about myself. I was more of making together. So I was not even producing as self. I was like, yeah, it's recently now I'm reflecting on thinking of myself too more highly, considering my body, considering myself, considering me as a factor. First, I was more like I was in a rush or the haste to make people or make us up. If I say us like a team, I was just more focused on that more. So when I was disappointed, so I was like, okay, I want to quit. I mean, what else should I do if I don't have a team? So then people spoke to me. I mean, the community again, they didn't give up on me. I came here, they were like, oh, I should continue. I mean, that process was heaven for them. So if I stop, it's not going to reflect good. I'm like, okay, I'll try. I try, it worked. I'm like, okay, then I can. Actually, I can do on my own, or let's say focus on myself and connect to the few people around me, which I have some few people, like they are concerned, they want to follow and focus and have the roots connected again and more and more. I'm like, okay, then I go with the people who I have and also focus on myself more, find peace and balance with me, my life, and what I want to do,
That
Yeah.
is beautiful. That is beautiful. Eddie, final question.
Final question. Yes. Final question. Yes.
Yes. So Eddie, you got comfortable. You liked being interviewed.
I'm pausing. Yeah.
You're posing good. So tell me, final question for you. Where is Eddie Love going to go next? How do you want to develop your art? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to, in a sense, also achieve?
Yeah. So my main focus now is building safe spaces, or let's say not even spaces, but um, spaces in community that can benefit community. I mean, example is with this. Realize it's not one man effort. Talking about community and connection to connecting people to find, or let's say to find themselves, to to give them options. Because if my time when I started I had options, good options like this, I would have been better. I would have been way better. If I had this knowledge and wisdom beyond before, I would have been stronger and more powerful. So the earlier the better. So thinking of the future, I'm like, okay, if you create spaces like this, right? Like the Nigerian community, like my community, like communities in Africa together, we create safe spaces like where knowledge is available, books are available, conversations are available, spaces for dance, arts, drawing, paintings, football, soccer, whatever is available. I mean, it's going to be beautiful in the future where you see young ones doing powerful in their early times so that they can evolve and make it better before when they grow up, because then it will be like a waste of time when you grow up and then now you find people reducing their age and to go and play football, it's not making sense for me. Meanwhile, in their early states, they don't have too much doing. I mean, you go to school, you have the opportunity, you have people directing you, showing you more spaces you can evolve or connect to make your life easier. I mean, what is good? What is best than this? It makes complete sense for me. So that is why I'm just trying to, you know, when I visit communities and then they have spaces, we create a space where this is a space where we can come in, have fun, organize, dance, sleep, make merry. We go to another side, you do the same, we connect. One time, maybe in a big near future, we all come together in one space, we make merry, we feast, we do a big event or a festival, a program where all comes together, all the kids comes together, all young ones comes together from every different African countries, you know. That's a big one I'm thinking about. But yeah, already in process is working because in my festival, we have people coming from different African countries to give workshops, to have conversations. So yeah, I see it already.
I see it already too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rafa.
Before we go, the bonus question. What are the main street smarts of Eddie Love? So the main things that you've learned in your life, this is a big learning. This is something that I wish I knew earlier.
Oh, yeah. No, I wish I knew earlier is a lot. I mean, one, history, being available in its, how should I even put it? Now, I know if I say even if it's available, we don't have passionate people who understand it and practice it at their best. Because if I talk about practicing, I mean, I'm talking that you know it and then you don't do mistakes because you know it. I mean, you know, practically you are passionate about it, so you know how it is, and then you've evolved and you've done better. So then you can teach it as it is, you know. That's one connection, that's one feeling. That is with history. So if I knew earlier how things evolved, how we became, how we knew, how we used to be, it would have been easier. I'm like, okay, I know what, yeah, that is one. Two, um, access with, access of, access with, let's say, conversations with connected people. You know, if I say that, I mean, if Value didn't, or let's say the community in Nigeria or the artists in Nigeria didn't do a festival or let's say a reach in Ghana, we wouldn't have gotten him in connection to have conversations and connections, you know. So then it's like, okay, even in the same African country, we don't have, you know, we don't have people going or stretching forth their power to make people know, make people get that information that we lack sometimes, you know. And that one is very vital to me, very, very vital because I always picture if he didn't come to sacrifice, use his own like sources to try to organize I wouldn't have gotten the zeal to be doing what I'm doing too, you know. I'll probably get it, but it would take a long time because I don't have that knowledge enough, you know. So getting him made it easier. I mean, conversation, like hearing him talk, seeing him take process is like one of the best. So that is it, you know. And then last is he is support, you know, the support system. If we now we have a lot of people who have the support system now because then we have people who have set pace. They've set the pace that, oh, they've seen that dance can do a lot. You can travel out of dance. You can make money. You can connect to people. So I want to dance now. Families are now accepting. But if we had that support system earlier, or let's say we had the love in connection to just make us exist, or let's say find balance. I know why they don't support, you know, but if they had found a way to make it at least, you know, better.
Who is they?
I mean the community, I mean families, I mean
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
If I say they, I'm not even mentioning only Africa or Ghana or only here. I mean everybody, because then it's a lot. You realize that we don't have too much support system in Africa or in my community. So it's like, okay, you have to fight through it. And then the fight entails a lot. Sometimes you'll be tired. So you
Yeah.
want to give up. So yeah.
Oh.
That's why. That's the three things, man.
Amazing. Eddies, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. How do you feel after the interview?
I'm tired. I'm tired.
So your classes are 3 hours long, but an interview 1 hour is too much, huh?
Yeah, I can talk with dance, but not my mouth.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
but
how I
thank
get
you very
him tired. Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, thank you.